Taste my shield of justice, cunt! The movie tie-in game genre is a genre brimming with lackluster, poorly developed, and just plain crappy titles. Therefore, when I saw Captain America Super Soldier sitting on the shelf of my local game store, I immediately said fuck that, turned around and left it where it was. However, after seeing and thoroughly enjoying the feature film, twice, and reading through the several mixed reviews on the game in question, I finally decided to go against my better judgment and skeptically purchased Captain America Super Soldier for the PlayStation 3. And you know what? I'm actually happy I did. That's right, Captain America Super Soldier is surprisingly not shit. In fact, it's pretty decent and the best superhero game I've played since Batman Arkham Asylum. Do you think one of us will die for dramatic effect? No, I don't think so. Captain America Super Soldier loosely follows the events of the film. However, rather than following the entire plot of the film, the story of Captain America Super Soldier places players in the boots of Captain America fresh out of the lab as Rogers and his squad mates infiltrate and attack a Hydra weapon development facility in the mountainous regions of Bavaria. It sounds interesting enough, but the story seems to move so quickly and is told unclearly to the point where I found myself just doing what the game was telling me to do, not actually having any clue as to how it fitted into the overall plot. There were some parts, however, where complications arose and good old Captain had to save the day. These instances certainly had me interested and entertained. As a whole, the story is not as strongly present as it could have been, and instead it merely serves as a means to move the game along.
Captain America out.
The gameplay in Captain America Super Soldier mainly incorporates platforming and combat elements. The platforming throughout Captain America Super Soldier is generally pretty weak, consisting of timed button sequences to move Captain America from object to object with very little actual human control. I know they did this to show off Captain America's superhuman acrobatic skills, and it did look cool to start, but it became repetitive all too soon. Thankfully, the combat fares much better and is easily the best feature of the game. The combat in Captain America Super Soldier has an acrobatic and free-flow style that is quite clearly inspired from Batman Arkham Asylum, as it looks and feels almost identical, but that honestly didn't bother me. Captain America is able to perform brutal punch and kick combos, counter-attacks, and the use of the shield has also been very well implemented, as Captain can use it both offensively and defensively in combat. For example, he can throw it at enemies, damaging more than one as it ricochets between them, and he can even deflect enemy projectiles back at them. Steady, aim, bang! Have any of you guys seen Captain? What was that? Oh, what the? Relax, guys, it's just a bang! Oh look, a rocket. Have it back! As the Captain performs in combat, a blue special meter fills at the bottom of the screen. This meter allows him to unleash brutal melee attacks on hapless enemies, each feeling very satisfying when they make contact. Captain America earns experience points as he progresses through the game, and these can be spent on a few combat upgrades to improve his fighting abilities. This is all well and good, but the upgrade system seems shallow. I'm all for keeping things simple, and this certainly isn't a massive issue, but a few more upgrade options would have been nice. Captain America faces a few different types of enemies throughout the game, ranging from lightweight grunts to ranged attackers and heavy hitters. Each type of enemy usually requires an alternative combat strategy, and the several boss fights sprinkled in throughout the game are both fun and challenging. As far as downsides go, the camera can get annoying and disorientate you at times, especially during platforming and sometimes during combat. It also would have been good to be able to utilize more of Captain America's super abilities, such as high jumps and extreme speed. Instead, he runs at the one speed throughout the entire game and can only jump when the game says so. That's disappointing. Additionally, the entire game is littered with collectible objects, and I mean littered. There's fucking shit everywhere. Items including enemy dossiers, film reels, briefcases, maps, and ceramic fucking eggs are only a few of the items that you can pick up along your way. And while this is okay to begin with, it soon gets to the point that you just feel like Hydra's janitor, just picking up after them. Of course, at the end of the day, it's an issue that can easily be avoided by just not picking anything up. But if you're a completionist or the type of gamer that likes to collect everything, you certainly have your work cut out for you. The overall Captain America Super Soldier experience clocked in at just over 5 hours, which does seem short, but I feel as though it was just the right length, and had it been any longer, it would have become tedious. The game does provide a challenge mode where players can undergo a series of, you guessed it, challenges all inspired by the events of the campaign. This is obviously there to increase playing time, but seeing as though I'd already done most tasks in the story mode, it didn't hold my interest for long. The presentation in Captain America Super Soldier for the most part is pretty good. Next Level Games have done a good job at graphically recreating the 1940s atmosphere that the game takes place in, and the environments were well detailed but just lack diversity. The enemies have interesting designs, and the model detail on Captain America is great, and the shield especially looks impressive, with a nice shiny surface. And like in Batman Arkham Asylum, the animation is fantastic, which is particularly noticeable during combat. The sound effects are also very good, with each blow, be it by a fist or by a shield, sounding very satisfying as it makes contact with the enemy. The voice acting is also of good standard, with Chris Evans and other cast members from the feature film lending their voices for the game.
And you look just like every other goose stepper I've put down tonight.
In conclusion guys, I can confidently say that despite a few minor annoyances, I thoroughly enjoyed my time with Captain America Super Soldier. If you're a fan of Captain America, be it from the comics, cartoons, the recent movie, or if you're looking for a fun superhero game, I would certainly recommend at least giving this game a rental, as it's hard to justify paying full price for a game that really only lasts for 5 hours, awesome combat or not. And that's my spiel, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed my review for Captain America Super Soldier, and I'll see you next time.
Igniting a few ammo caches should blow this place sky high.
You mean sky fucking high? Yeah! See you next time.